I grab that? Can I grab that and do that? Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, okay. What's going on? Woo! How we doing? Come on, come on. How we doing? Good to see you. What's up, guys? Wow! Woo! How we doing? Oh, man. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Huh. Let's keep going. Wow. Thunderstruck on a live band. That's what I'm talking about. How we doing today? Let me tell you something. We have been on a 9-day tour. 9 days ago, we took off, we landed in, please take a seat. I'm not gonna be too long, but take a seat. We launched a 9-day tour. We were in the Indo-Pacific to get a brief of the area. Went to Japan, went to Malaysia. In Malaysia, we had the ASEAN conference where you meet with country after country after country after country, every single country, to include China and Russia, you name it. And then we went, where do we go next? We went to Vietnam, got a chance, 30 years of relations with Vietnam, and then of course here. It's a lot. You travel a lot, different time zones, you know all that. Away from your family, away from your job, you're working, stuff's going on there. And the whole time, I said to our team, whole time I knew we were going to get to end here, which is a reminder of exactly why we do this job. Is all the men and women out here. Yes, I sit in a lot of meetings, talking to a lot of leaders about a lot of significant stuff. Military to military relations and political dynamics and treaties and alliances and all these things that are critically important to the defense of our homeland and the American people. It's our responsibility, it's my job. But when I look out at this group, that and our staff and our whole team, we are reminded of exactly why we do it and who we do it for. It actually wasn't that long that I was sitting in your seat, having been there, understanding a little bit of what you go through, having kids crying in my house. Haven't had that long ago either. Don't worry about it, by the way. I've been there. The stresses, the anxieties, the frustrations, the questions. Is the mission clear? How long will it be? How long are my orders cut for? Where do I get chow? I understand a little bit of where you're at. And I'd like to think that at the Secretary of War in our office, we're connecting the strategic to the tactical. We're connecting defending the nation, deterring our enemies, peace through strength, with an understanding of the Americans who do it every single day. The heavy lifting that you undertake. Because I could talk about deterrence all day long, all I want. But there is no deterrence without all of you. I'm looking in the eyes of deterrence. The faces and the families of deterrence. Of the sacrifice that's required to keep us free. You can talk about peace through strength, but you got to have somebody that does the strength part. We're the strength department. You're the strength department. And there's sort of three pillars to how President Trump frames it. He talks about peace through strength. You don't get strength through appeasement. You don't get peace through appeasement. You don't get peace through weakness. You get peace through strength, through being strong, having capabilities, hard power, and the ability to deliver it alongside your allies. He also talks always about America first. Now, America first does not mean America alone. We've got our great ROC partners here that you work with every single day, and I've had a chance to meet a lot of them over the course of the last day. America first does not mean America alone, but it does mean putting the American people, American citizens and America's sovereignty first. We know what we're defending, not academic and vague ideas of interests. American sovereignty, the American people, American vital interests, close with and to destroy the enemy if necessary on behalf of the American people. America first is something I get a chance to watch President Trump do every single day in the Oval Office or in meetings with foreign leaders. Sometimes you step back and you go, why did he take that approach? And then he said, well, if you filter it through the lens of America first, that's exactly what you would do. That's how you would handle the situation. So it's peace through strength, America first, and the third one is just common sense. You could benefit from a lot of common sense. We don't do the political correct nonsense. And that's what we've tried to insert into the pillars of what the War Department is about. I gave a little speech a couple of weeks ago to senior generals and admirals and senior enlisted. And it was about the warrior ethos, which to me is just common sense in a military context. It's an understanding that we should be good at the basics and not be distracted by things that aren't a focus of warfighting. Get back to readiness, get back to accountability, training, warfighting, lethality, the basics, discipline, and not try to do other things with our formations. And that's why I've always said, and it's not a political statement, it's a military statement. The dumbest phrase in military history is that our diversity is our strength. Because I look out in this audience and I see a lot of different Americans from a lot of different backgrounds. Rich, poor, country, city, black, white, male, female, groups from all different backgrounds. But what makes us strong is not our differences, it's our unity of purpose. It's our shared mission. It's our oath to the Constitution. It's the fact that we will fight for each other, for the man and the woman and the right on our left, in ways the American people oftentimes can't quite understand. It's hard for civilians to sometimes understand that ethos, that understanding that I will give everything up to and including my life for this mission and for the men and women I serve with. And it's not about the differences of our background, it's about red, white, and blue. It's about who we are. And President Trump puts it simply. He said, we're back to a meritocracy. We're colorblind and gender neutral and merit-based. We want the absolute best in any way, in every profession, across the board, regardless of your background. To me, that's the establishment of the warrior ethos. That gives NCOs and leaders the ability to say, here's the standard, let's go meet it. Nothing else is in the way. And when you do that, you create inside your formations the fighting spirit necessary to do really difficult things. Really difficult things that most people can't connect to and don't understand. In the dead of night, the fog of war, on the Korean Peninsula, on the DMZ, which we had a chance to see, split-second decisions that most people in air-conditioned offices can't relate to. You've got to have that fighting spirit and that understanding of discipline in order to be comfortable and confident inside those moments with your formations. That's our job to give you, is that kind of confidence by restoring the warrior ethos. Second thing we're doing is we're rebuilding the military. We've spent historic amounts of American taxpayer dollars on beautiful equipment and hopefully on making your lives better as well. It's not just about the systems. Yes, we're the most powerful, the most lethal, the most prepared military in the world, but it's also about ensuring the quality of life, the pay, the basics, the barracks, you name it. We're trying to address it so that when Americans raise their right hand to serve, they have the very best. Not only are you not in a fair fight ever because you've got the best equipment, but you're the most prepared and most taken care of as well. That's one of our promises and our commitments to you at our office, is that we care about delivering that. So when you look at budgets and spreadsheets and everything, yes, it's about the best fighters and the best bombers and stealth and hypersonics and aircraft carriers and submarines. You name it, we're investing in it because the next generation is going to have the best. It's also about setting you up for success because you are our most effective weapon. So it's restoring the warrior ethos, rebuilding our military, and then reestablishing deterrence. You know, for the last couple of years, there have been some big moments on the world stage where America hasn't quite looked so good. Whether it's the debacle in the way we left Afghanistan, or it's what happened on October 7th with Hamas thinking they could take advantage, or the war in Ukraine, which never would have happened under the first administration of President Trump. Our enemies saw weakness, took advantage. And President Trump has given me the mandate to say no more. The world will understand where America stands. Take, for example, the Houthis. It's been a principle for a long time that freedom of navigation is something that the United States of America maintains. Our ships can sail in international waters without being contested. And suddenly that was contested, and we weren't sailing in certain places because of pirates. And President Trump said, no, we're going to make sure freedom of navigation is reestablished. And so for 50 days, the Houthis felt the hell and fury of the United States military, and they eventually cried uncle and said, you know what, go ahead and sail your ships through. That means something. The world pays attention. America's word matters. President Trump says you've got 60 days to Iran to give up your nuclear capabilities, and on day 60, Israel takes action. 11 days later, 7 B-2s fly for 37 hours from Missouri in the United States of America over Iran, drop 14 precision 30,000-pound bombs down shafts the size of half this carpet in the middle of the night without our enemies ever detecting them. In fact, not a single enemy radar or fighter or even the media knew what was going until President Trump put out a truth in the dead of night, saying we've already been in and out and destroyed your nuclear capabilities. That is reestablishing deterrence. Or our southwest border, where 20 million folks, we don't know who they are or where they're coming from, crossed our border under the previous administration. President Trump said to the War Department, reestablish deterrence by working with Border Patrol and DHS to secure the border. And right now, 0 people are coming across our southwest border. Because you're not, as President Trump says, if you don't have borders, you're not a country. And defending our homeland is incredibly important. Reestablishing deterrence is telling narco-terrorists in the Caribbean or in the Eastern Pacific that you're not allowed to poison the American people with impunity. That when we have designated terrorist organizations trafficking drugs headed for the United States to kill hundreds of thousands of Americans, we will take action. We will treat those cartels like the Al-Qaeda of the Western Hemisphere, and we'll put them at the bottom of the Caribbean. And we have, in defense of the American people. It's reestablishing deterrence. You see, President Trump is a peacemaker. He's settled 8 wars in counting. He believes in peace, but he knows that peace only comes through strength. It only comes through that establishment of deterrence. And that, ladies and gentlemen, great Americans and our allies, is why you are here right now on this peninsula. You are on the bleeding edge of deterrence, of American strength, of following through on American commitments, 72 years of the U.S.-ROC alliance, right here. Your forefathers were on this same peninsula, defending this same alliance, understanding that our word matters and our capabilities matter, just as much today as it was 25 years ago. You do that in ways that most Americans cannot and will not understand. You know that. You know your friends, you know families, you know others back home. They may not know where you are or why you're there or what you're doing. And they don't always need to necessarily, but you do. I do. Generations of Americans understand. And I know that I'm looking out at the real 1%. The media likes to talk about the elites, the 1%. That's you guys. It's all of you. And frankly, I pray that one of my kids someday, my oldest is in 10th grade, and my youngest is 8, that one of them or a number of them would make the decision to, the most honorable decision I think they could in a secular context, other than following their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Other than that, is serving their nation in uniform. Defending something greater than themselves. Giving the prime of their lives to something tough, gritty, difficult, uncomfortable, in far-flung places, away from the creature comforts, in uncertain environments. That's the real elite of America. And so we at the Department of War, we get the privilege of serving you. We work for you. My job is to support you, is to set you up for success. In every tactical environment, meaning you got what you need, you have the rules of engagement to be aggressive, to be effective, to close with and destroy the enemy. At the operational level, where you've got the right formations, you've got the right guidance, and the strategic level, where the umbrella and understanding of America first and peace through strength sets you up for success. And you tie all that together, and you've got an opportunity to defend our homeland, deter our enemies, allow our allies to step up and do more. That's what we're doing in Europe with NATO spending and the allies spending more. We're seeing the same thing out here with our allies here in Korea stepping up, and Japan stepping up, and the Philippines stepping up, Australia stepping up, more countries stepping up to say, hey, we need to do more as well. American leadership encourages and begets more courage. And then, of course, we're investing a lot in our defense industrial base. If we can't make the things you need fast enough, then we can't resource the fight in real time. So there's a lot of levels to what we're trying to do, but we're doing it for all of you. And I would just close by saying that it is a real privilege to get a chance to watch President Trump operate, to watch his instincts, to watch his clarity, his bluntness, his deal-making, and the way that he creates opportunities out of environments where other folks would back down or say, we can't make that happen. He'll say, well, let me show you. But the one thing he's always told me two things when I took this job. The first thing he said was, Pete, you're going to have to be tough as shit. Sorry, kids. That has proven to be correct. We try. It's all politics and media nonsense, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys take on the real thing. We'll take on the politics and the media. He also said, I want you to reestablish the warrior ethos, which is what we're doing. But the other thing he tells me is every time we meet with the troops, tell them we have their back. That is all I ever wanted when I was a young rifle platoon leader, was to know that my company commander, my battalion commander, brigade commander, that they would have my back. If I was in a challenging situation, if I needed a medevac or I was on an offensive or no matter what, if a tough decision had to be made, that they would back me up. That if I had to take a risk and it didn't go right and I did it for the right reasons, they would have my back. That if I had to discipline someone to maintain standards, they would have my back. Made a challenging decision, have my back. And I can tell you, your commander-in-chief has your back. I have your back. He tells the troops all the time when he sees them, I love you. And he does, and I feel the same. It is a love and a depth of appreciation for what you do that drives us every single day at the War Department. And we didn't rename it for show. We renamed it because war is something very decisive. It's something you do with a clear objective. It's something you choose to do. Defense can become nebulous and nonstop without clarity. If you choose to go to war, it's because you've decided to defend the interests of the United States of America. And there should be a clear end state to that. You should be given everything you need to win, to fight and to win. So that's why we believe in the War Department, in the warrior ethos, and having your back in the process. So if you would, tell your wife or your husband, your father or your mother, tell them how much I appreciate them as well for supporting you. No soldier, no airman, no Marine, no sailor, no guardsman, no ally serves by themselves. It's your spouse, it's your kids, it's your grandkids, it's your parents, it's your neighbors, it's your pastor, it's your community that support you as well. Pass my gratitude to them also. But most importantly, thank you. We were tired. It's been a long trip. Kind of ready to go. But then I knew this was here, and it's going to energize the heck out of all of us. And you've got great leadership here in General Brunson, and you got to hear from Chairman Kane. A B-2 strike doesn't happen without a guy like that understands how to put it all together. We've got incredible civil-military cooperation, which gives us an opportunity to do the kind of big things that we need to do in this moment with a big, bold president to make sure America is positioned for the next fight, whatever that may look like, that next enemy that takes us on. Our job is to make tough calls and, in the process, set you up for success. So thanks for everything you're doing. God bless you. God bless everything you do, and we will have your back. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Come on up. You want to bring them up? We're going to give out some coins.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Secretary will recognize excellence from across the Tri-Command and components for their contributions in defending the homelands of the United States of America and our allies and partners.